Welcome to the Football Banter Box, where opinions kick off and debates never die. I'm Lewis.
I'm Leonard.
And I'm Chris. And each week we bring the kind of football talk that gets you out your seat.
From tactical breakdowns to transfer drama, we'll argue it, dissect it, and defend it.
So pick your side and step into the box. Alright, on today's podcast, we're going to talk a little bit about referees and VAR and the state of refereeing in the country and AFCON specifically to start with, I think. What did you think of AFCON, especially the final?
Corrupt. The worst piece of refereeing I've seen in a long time.
Which bit was worse? The foul that wasn't given or the penalty that was given?
I think it was the penalty that was swayed by the VAR decision.
I must disagree on that one. I think it was a penalty. My personal opinion, I think it was a penalty, but the foul, questionable.
I don't think I can't give a penalty for that. It was one hand on the shoulder.
Yeah, but you know, the rule is you can't have any hands or anything on the opponent in the box because you're forcing the referee at the end of the day to make a decision.
He'd made a meal of it though as well.
Yeah, but anybody would. Would it be a foul in the midfield?
Probably wouldn't, but you know...
It's not a foul.
Yeah, but you know, when it relates to that, we know on the pitch or in the midfield or in the opposite half, it's different from when you're in the box. You can't drag here, you can't push, you can't do nothing at all. I personally think it was a foul. You can't put hands on the opponent when they're in their box.
So it wasn't given initially, and then it went to VAR.
Maybe the referee didn't see it at the time.
So I don't know, he hasn't given it, and then he's gone to VAR, and it has to be a clear and obvious error to change it. And I don't know if he's seen enough in that clip to give a penalty.
They also played the clip at like double speed. So it looks brutal.
Looks like he's getting dragged down.
They didn't play it at normal pace.
Yeah, but I think referees overall comes under or get a lot of stick, but it's a hard job to do.
It is a hard job.
And watching that AFCON final, it was pretty much the same. It was a tough and hard job for the referee.
Yeah.
But the first incident when Senegal got a goal disallowed or got a goal taken away because the referee didn't allow the game to flow. If anything, the VAR would have brought it back and allowed the goal or disallowed the goal. But to just blow the whistle without seeing the end result, that was a bit sketchy. Yeah. But with the penalty incident, I definitely think it was a foul, you know. You can't put your hands on the opponent in the box. You just can't.
Well, what about the penalty itself? The Panenka in that situation. AFCON fun.
Did he miss it on purpose? Nah, I don't think so. I think he went for glory and it just didn't happen. He wanted to be stylish.
Yeah, part of me thinks after they'd walked off and there'd been so much debate about it and then they were off the pitch for about 20 minutes, weren't they? I think he's missed it on purpose.
Nah. Again, with everything that's gone on and what's happening at the moment, they could have gotten into his head. Because even when he came back out to take the penalty, they were still going up to him, walking around in the penalty area. And the referee wasn't strong enough to say, look, it's a penalty time, so you need to come out the 18-yard box or start issuing cards. So they probably got into his head. So that's another thing or another reason why he missed the penalty. You never know. But to me, personally, I don't think he missed it on purpose.
What about the substitutes and ball boys stealing the goalkeeper's towels?
Yeah, that's...
Do you think that affected the keeper's game? Even though he did save it.
Nah, that didn't affect the keeper's game. Funny thing is, in the previous game before that, the Moroccans did the same with the Nigerian keeper when it was a penalty shootout and they nicked the towel. So I don't know if it's a tactics to throw the keeper off or it's a tactics wherein it's like some voodoo magic or some voodoo thing is involved. You never know. But you can't do that. You can't have your ball boys or your teammates nicking the towel off. Nah, that's not sportsmanship. That's not on. That's not on.
What about English referees? So we've seen some dubious VAR calls lately. A long call as well. Last weekend it was about 5 minutes long. What are we thinking about English refs.
I mean, VAR, that's another kettle of fish, because VAR was introduced to make the game better. And has it really?
You tell me.
I think the main problem with VAR and referees is the consistency of the calls. We saw one with Man City getting a goal disallowed, and a very similar call was allowed the week after.
Yeah, that's the thing. Consistency is a big issue.
It's very subjective though, isn't it?
Yeah, because they're gonna say, we saw what is clear obvious to you might be not clear, be clear and obvious to me. So again, it's a bit questionable. But I don't know about the referees here. VAR should be backing them up because it's a hard job. But they need to do more as well, the referees. Like, for example, the offsides, the linesman needs to, or first of all, I think it should go back to how it used to be before, wherein we don't have VAR. It's just the unfair decision at the end of the day. So either you like it or not. So if the referee say it's offside, it's outside. If the referee says it's a goal, it's a goal.
You think we should scrap it?
Yeah, I personally think so, because they're taking away goals.
But back then we spent more time talking about wrong decisions. Like
Nobody's perfect at the end of the day. Nobody's perfect. Everybody make mistakes.
If you can compare it from the Premier League to the early rounds of the FA Cup that we've been watching, which games are the funnest to watch? No one, there's no VAR.
The one with no VAR.
It's the
Because it is what it is at the end of the day.
It's the same as watching the Championship. It's a joy.
Yeah, exactly.
What the referee says goes, and everyone backs the ref, like it or not. That's what happens. The decision is the decision. Now the refs get swayed as soon as they have to go to that screen. In their head, they've got some.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
They find something that they agree. Yeah,
I absolutely agree.
what if your team was on the wrong end of a really bad decision?
I would be angry. Don't get me wrong. I would be angry. I'd be cross, but it's what it is. You don't know. Next week, I might get a decision in my favor.
So VAR was obviously brought in to stop any of that and to try and get all the decisions correct, but the subjectiveness of it, we've just agreed on a penalty that was given by VAR. Hasn't really worked out like that, has it? There's no, some of the things, the tackles, there's no clear rule. Sometimes we disagree on the actual decision, don't we?
It all goes back to the consistency of the referees and the VAR room.
I think ex-players should be in that VAR room. People who have played the game, that know the threshold of what's a foul or what's acceptable.
And surely from the VAR room has been a referee from grassroots level and worked the way up high, you know.
But they've not played the game.
They have the actual referees in the VAR room as well.
They've
Not the highest level though, I guess.
No.
Where the football is a different quality, isn't it? It's taken 46 seconds on average to sort out a decision. Is that too long?
Yeah, definitely too long. Not when you have the video clippings in front of you, but I guess they have to check a lot of stuff. But still, that's too long. I mean, they introduced or say they were introducing that semi-automated thing. And what's happening with that?
It's live now in other leagues and it works.
Well, why is it not working in England, in our league, in the Premier League? Why is it taking so long over here? I just enjoy watching leagues that VAR is not involved in.
It would be nice to have a goal in the Premier League where you're not thinking, is it going to be ruled out or not? But I've always been a bit like that. If Sunderland ever scored and I was there at the game, I'm always looking over at the linesman to see if he's got his flag up. When we were in the Championship, especially when Ballard scored, I had a wild celebration, and then I looked and thought, has he flagged for something?
Speaking of linesmen, the late flagging is one of the most annoying things that I find watching football now.
Yeah, so they let the game go on, don't they? And then they bring it back.
I can watch a game of football, and I can tell 20 seconds before the call comes that he was offside and the flag's going to go.
Yeah.
But they let him and the defenders continue to run the length of the pitch, let them tackle, possibly causing an injury, and then let them shoot.
I must say, I agree with that one as well. I mean, sometimes the offside is as blatant to the naked eye as possible. You can see it from outer space that he's offside. And why they allow the game to continue going before they flag. If it's tight, don't get me wrong, if it's tight, let it go. Let it continue, and then we'll see what happens. But when it's 5, 10, 15 yards offside, just put your flag up. That's really annoying. That gets to me as well.
It causes a lot of delay in the game as well when you get arguments with the players with saying he was offside, he was not offside. Why did no one flag it? Why have I just been made to run another 60 yards? I didn't need to run.
And as you say, it can cause injury, it can cause fatigue, it causes a lot of stuff as well. So that's an issue wherein they need to sort out as well.
And it can actually bring a lot of disadvantage to the attacking side. If they miss an obvious offside, they get to the other end of the pitch, in the box, then the call comes. Now all of their players are on the other half of the pitch and they all have to immediately get back.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. If it's alright, let it flow. Let the game flow. But if it's blatant, if it's obvious, stop the game. That's how I see it.
We'll talk a bit about the 8-second rule that came in this season. So this is the rule where a goalkeeper has to release the ball within 8 seconds. From 5 seconds onwards, the referee will visually count down with a raised hand. If the 8-second limit is breached, the opposing team is awarded a corner kick. Have we seen it working? Is it good? Is it bad?
I've not seen a card come from it, me personally. I'm not sure if one has this season yet. But if anything, it just encourages more time wasting from the keeper, leaving the ball out of their position for as long as possible until a striker comes and forces them to pick it up. It slows play, and it just doesn't let the keeper make passes as he should. He's more focused on where the striker is rather than being in possession of the ball.
I must say as well, I haven't seen it either.
There was a couple of corners given at the start of the season, and we've seen on the ref cam, the refs do count down on it, but they don't seem to be punishing it now if it goes over the 8 seconds.
I think what I've seen, if they go over the 8 seconds, they'll put them for time wasting. I think that's what I've seen, but I've not seen anybody given a corner or got a corner from that 8-second rule. I've never seen it personally, to be honest with you.
I think it's quite a good idea because the keeper gets the ball and immediately they're looking to restart the game, or they should be anyway, with the rule in theory. So, and it automatically puts the opposition on the back foot because they haven't had time to regroup, because the keeper should be releasing that ball pretty quick.
Yeah, as you said, it's a good idea, but is it being enforced?
Being enforced?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Probably not.
No, I've not seen it, to be honest, from the start of the season.
I don't think it needs to get enforced much though, because the keepers are more focused on picking the ball up as late as possible, which gives their side more time to be where they need to be and get where they need to get to, which just leaves the opposition scrambling. And as soon as they pick the ball up, they've got all the time in the world they need now because everyone's where they need to be. The plan's ahead. Is it going to be a long ball, a short pass? Everything's set up perfectly because they left the ball out of their possession for as long as possible.
Yeah, that is quite frustrating.
Yeah, but when they do catch it, I don't see them distributing it like quickly or holding on it too long. So
yeah, I have noticed some of them do it, and like we say, if as soon as the attackers know that the keeper's got the ball, they're making runs because he's only got a certain amount of time to get rid of it, so they're automatically getting. I think it helps the game flow a little bit better, to be fair.
Always going to try and race as much as they can. It's in the nature of the game, isn't it? Especially if you're at a draw or a winning position late in the match. No matter what happens, everyone's going to time waste.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're going to each have a 60-second rant about referees and whether we defend them or not. Naz going to go first, so off you go, 60 seconds.
How can anyone defend these heartless, soulless, I don't even want to say human beings? The inconsistencies that these people make on the pitch is abysmal. We have soft calls in the penalty area, harsh calls in the midfield, cards that shouldn't be cards, non-cards that should be cards. No one wins. They're ruining the game, too inconsistent. We need a full refurb from top down all the way to the level of grassroots where these people are getting trained.
I want to start with your quackery in that.
Oh,
I must say, at the end of the day, they have a hard job to do. They're trying their best. Not everybody can do what they do.
But yeah, these are the top level. The best of the best.
Yeah, but everybody makes mistake. Everybody makes mistake.
And you did the best heart surgeon in the world. Are you fine if he clips an artery?
even them makes mistake now and then. So if everybody makes mistakes, you kick the other artery. It's all right. You have a kidney, but at the end of the day, it's a tough job. Nobody's gonna get all the calls correctly. Yeah, I get the picture. They should be more consistent and should be doing more to get the decisions right. But cut them a bit of slack. It's a hard job, man.
No, people have hard jobs, man. There's people with hard jobs. They have a rule book that they must study more times than a priest reads the Bible, and they still get a lot of things wrong.
But again, it will come back in, and then that's why we introduce VAR, and that's why we say, oh, VAR is a backup to the referee. VAR should help the referee out.
But if VAR is so good, why even have a ref in the first place? Is he just there to blow the whistle for VAR? He should make any decisions.
Yeah, but we need human interaction. It's a football game at the end of the day played by human. It's not machines playing, you know? We need some form of human intervention and intervenence and stuff like that. So
That's what I'm saying. Is the ref there just to blow the whistle for VAR? Because ultimately they are making the big decisions, not the ref himself.
that's where the game is going towards, or that's the way the game is going, but it shouldn't be like that. At the end of the day, the VAR should be there to step in it should be a last resort to help the referee.
But it's every time.
Yeah, because that's how it's going now. They're trying to take the decision out the referee's hands.
So should there be certain decisions which VAR step in for? So if it's in the penalty area, they get involved. If it's anywhere else on the pitch, maybe they don't get involved.
The VAR should only step in when the referee wants or asks for help. If, say, for example, a penalty has been given, he shouldn't go over, the VAR shouldn't intervene and send him over to go have a look at it, because it should be the referee's decision at the end of the day.
I like that. The ref controls VAR. The VAR doesn't control the ref. If the ref is unsure, it's always there.
Yeah.
But his decision is still final, and they can't try and sway him by bringing him back to the screen.
But at the end of the day, they're stopping the game to say, oh, Mr. Ref, you've missed something there. Go over to the monitor and have a look. It shouldn't be like that.
Well, guys, we've sussed it. We've sussed VAR. We finally beat the refs, and our game will come back to normal. Have a beautiful game.
Yeah, I would say get VAR out.
Get VAR out.
Yeah.
I think there's a balance to be struck between the referee getting some decisions wrong and then VAR correcting everything and like over sanitizing the game. I think maybe the penalty box, if it's in there and it's a penalty, they should get involved or not. If it's anywhere else, I don't want to set a circle challenge checked and pulled back.
Also, VAR should be getting involved when, for example, they're taking the corner and the ball is not in the little circle there beside the corner flag, and then they score from that. The VAR should intervene now and bring it back and say, that ball wasn't in the D. Yeah. No, that's how VAR should be getting involved. And if the number is out or a corner.
There is a linesman stood,
2 feet. No, the linesman is on the opposite side of the field. What if the linesman is on the opposite side of the field? Remember, that's how it is.
As long as the ball is overhanging the line.
Yeah, the hanging is alright. They're not 15 years old.
How much evaluation do you think they get from that ball being? Do you know when you get a free kick and they'll took the ball 5-10 yards and take it? How much advantage is that giving them, especially on a corner?
Yeah, but you never know. That little inch there could have been what that created the goal. Just like I don't remember that game that Ivan Toney was involved in when he cheekily moved the ball 2 or 3 or 5 yards forward.
Yeah.
From the spot that the referee had initially draw that.
Right, that's it. Oops, it up.
Exactly. So those are little incidents where VAR should be getting involved in when the players want to cheat, like diving and stuff like that. But if the referee is 15, 20 yards up the pitch, he won't be able to see it exactly. So if he then say, oh, I need an assistant from VAR, then they should get involved in situations like those or cases like those.
But would that not just dramatically slow the game?
No, it will slow the game down because the game will continue to flow, and then, say for example, the player dives. He can, while the game is continuing going, because he has a headset, he can be communicating to the VAR while the game is continuing being flowed. Am I talking marbles here?
They sussed it. Scrap VAR, bring back human.
Yeah, I would say. Too much emphasis is being placed on VAR now.
And there we have it. So thanks for listening to the Football Banter Box. If you enjoyed the show, why not subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on social media for more banter. Catch you next week. Same time, same nonsense.